How's everybody doing? And thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, trains, jet skis, skateboards, scooters, and if you've got a 2017 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, kind of like this, you might want to tune in here because this kit could be for you. What you're looking at is a simple four-corner kit. We needed something for this particular vehicle to go out on construction sites and work on the roadways and be safe. So by four-corner kit, we're talking about 4 lights. We've got 2 lights in the front. Now that's a TIR3, currently shown in amber. However, we have all colors of the TIR3. So if you're more green or red or white kind of person, you can go ahead and get that TIR3 in any of those colors as well. Now that's set up to alternate. Real simple, 3 flashes each side, synchronized with 1 wire. And the way we mounted that was actually to the plastic behind the hood. I'll show more at the end of the video. Alrighty, now here around the back of the car, you can see we've also got an amber flash. We're achieving that with our Echo Haw in a low dome. However, if you wanted a different color other than amber or white, you can go to our Haw Duo in a low dome, which we have in all colors, even purple. So if you needed something other than amber and white, go ahead and shift over to the Haw Duo. But this bundle right here is going to create and contain the Echo Haw in amber in a low dome. That's that flash pattern that you're seeing there that's particularly specific to the Echo Haw. A nice pattern where it varies between 2 patterns, the triple flash with a little hang and a single flash ping pong back and forth. There's our shop dog Luna, just making sure everything's secure. So back to this build, super easy to put in. I'm gonna put some more info in the end of the video for you. I've got a little bit of a breakdown on how we did those Haw Duos, or the hideaway light, whether it be an Echo or a Haw Duo, no big deal. That's a hideaway light in that light on the hatch. Got a breakdown on how I did that. I'm going to put in the end of the video. So if you got a Jeep like this and it's a Cherokee Latitude and you're looking for a nice 4-corner kit, be sure to tune in a little bit at the end of the video for the tech portion of this, but it's a very easy kit to put in. We've got a Echo Haw low dome set in the back. We've got a 30-foot piece of 18.5 to extend that all the way forward. Here in the vehicle, you can kind of see right where we put our switch, right there to the right of the factory headlight switch. Nice and easy. And actually, inside here, there's the fuse panel where it's very easy to grab your power with a fuse tap. So we're going to include a fuse kit. We're going to include the switch. There's a little bit better location for when you drill that 3/4 hole. And I'm going to take you down and show you right what we also noticed on this particular vehicle. As far as passing through the firewall, we trimmed away a little bit of that rubber right there, and we found a plug that wasn't being used. That plug right there is very easy to put a small slice in and run your wiring through there. So that'll get you underneath the hood for your front lights. Very easy to do. And as I said, behind here, you'll have your fuse panel where you can grab your power for your switch and run from that. Put a 5-amp fuse on it for this system, more than enough. Alrighty, around back here, our Haw Duo wiring, it just comes down behind these panels right here and comes along here. And it was fairly easy to get through this boot. This particular boot on this car was just rubber. You can just pull it out. There's no plastic ring. You won't break anything. It's just a fat rubber boot that you can take out of both sides to be able to run your wiring through quite easy. So you don't need to worry about breaking that as you remove it. It's all rubber molded. You can pull it in and out like I'm doing right now. Just pull up on it and it'll pull right out of there. Make sure it's snapped in securely and seated on all sides when you put it back, or you're going to end up with water in your headliner. Alrighty, now taking you up front here underneath the hood, you can kind of see where we mounted those TIR3s right to the plastic there. Now, your plastic might vary if your year isn't exactly the same as this one, but this is where you're going to be mounting them. And we just ran the wiring right behind that plastic. It's pretty easy to pull it back, and you can fish the wiring right up under here, over this way, and right over to that grommet we spoke about earlier. This particular side is a little bit of a tight fit. You're going to have to kind of make sure you got that in the right spot. And the way that we did that is we closed the grill, and we actually put a scratch awl through the grill, and we were able to mark the center of where we'd like those lights. And then when we mounted them, you know, they worked out fairly close to where we wanted them. And here's a shot just so you can kind of see where that light ends up behind the honeycomb there. You don't want to go too high because you can see that honeycomb turn solid. And you don't want to go too low or you're going to lose the actual light output. So there you go. Here's a dog face pushing my camera out of the way. And we're going to go over here and show you this side here too. Works pretty well. Now, that's about as high as that light can go without kind of coming off of the radius of that plastic underneath there. So it fits well, it works well. And as you can see, when you back away and the lights are off, they really do disappear behind the grille. Nothing ugly on the front of this car, hidden lights in the rear. This is a real nice system, car wash friendly. You won't have anybody notice that you have lights. It's completely discreet. So if this is a Jeep that looks like a Jeep you have, you're in luck. Pay attention to the links, and we're going to get you everything that you need. As I said, we're going to put a 30-foot piece of 18.5 to extend that rear EcoHaw forward. And in the front here, we're going to give you two TIR3s in amber, and we're also going to give you 25 feet of 22-5. That's going to allow you to extend both of those TIR3s into the cabin of the truck right behind the switch. So 25 feet of the 22.5 for the TIR3s, 30 feet of the 18.5 for the EcoHaw in the back, two T3s, an EcoHaw, a switch, a fuse tap, and you should be good to go. That's what we're going to include in this particular build. We're going to throw a little bit of 1/8" heat shrink in there, as well as some uninsulated connectors to make your connections to these TIR3s waterproof. We'll also put that in there so if you want to waterproof the rear connection, no problem there either. Thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings. I hope you enjoyed this build. Keep us in mind as we are the #1 source for Dobermans in the shop and construction and emergency safety strobe lighting for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, wave runners, wheelchairs, unicycles, and 2017 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, like you're seeing right here. Thanks for being a fan. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a comment. It gets lonely on this side of the camera. Nobody ever talks to me. Let me know what you're up to. Talk to you guys soon. See you on the next video. Build 22053.